With her oxygen mask securely in place over her nose and mouth, Dr. Nicole Salem descended below the shifting sand of ground level, the rope slowly sliding through the descender at the front of her harness. "Speed's good, Marcus," she said into the mask.
"See anything yet?"
Marcus's voice crackled through the earpiece, loud and clear. She knew that he must be riveted to the screen displaying the feed from the small video camera attached to her helmet. As their tech wrangler, Marcus was very protective of their gear, almost as protective as he was of his girlfriend, Nicole. "Not yet. The stone making up the roof is very thick, and is definitely dressed stone. I can make out the joins between the sandstone blocks. It also looks like it might be deeper than we thought," Nicole said, turning her head to pan the camera about.
"Understood. But keep in contact."
The voice of her former teacher and mentor, Dr. Alex Hodges, interrupted. "Right," Nicole said, frowning as she dropped below the roof stones. The chamber was at least 100 yards across, and its length lost beyond the edge of her high-intensity light. But there was a distinct lack of decoration that struck her as odd. The sandstone was dark gold where her light touched it, evocative of the dunes above her head, and she could, again, see the lines between the blocks making up the chamber that told her clearly that this was no natural formation. "This is bizarre." Nicole trailed off in a softer voice, her mind working through the possibilities of how the structure came to be built like it was. "There's no statuary, no glyphs that I can see from here. I'm sure that it extends beyond the range of my light to the northeast," she added, with an undisguised hint of excitement in her voice. Nicole reached up to push a few stray strands of dark hair away from her face as her cobalt eyes searched eagerly in the dark. Tall and slender, she was dressed in black military surplus pants, steel-toed tactical boots, and a tight-fitting tank top which hugged her underneath the climbing harness. She reached up and touched the earpiece. She could hear crackling and a hint of what must have been Marcus's voice, but she couldn't make out any of the words. "Say again, Marcus? I'm not making that out." There was a series of hisses and pops, but not a hint of a voice in the transmission this time. She gave a surprised gasp as the rope suddenly jerked upward. Marcus must have reversed the winch to pull her up when he stopped being able to hear her. Nicole swept the light around, trying to get a better look at the walls and floor. She realized she could see the floor, a smooth, sandy surface some 30 feet below her, and thought she could see pictures on the walls. Though whether they were hieroglyphs, hieratic, or some other form of writing, she couldn't be certain. "Marcus, stop!" she said, trying to halt the upward motion, but her signal apparently wasn't getting through any better than Marcus's. "Damn it," she growled, the harness jangling softly as she started feeding rope through the descender to counter the upward movement. Just as she was thinking about how she was going to tell both Marcus and Hodges off for the interruption, the rope jerked again. Downward this time. What the hell? She looked up toward the sunlight above. What are they doing up there? There were a couple more sharp downward jerks that sent her equipment rattling again. And then fear started to creep in. Maybe the winch is broken? She mused to herself, peering upward again. Marcus was right. We should have gotten a new one instead of trusting this one. The words had barely left her lips before the rope went slack, and she was in freefall. So startled, she didn't even have the opportunity to scream. Nicole plummeted into the dark below her.